All right, plugged in Chatham-Kent. Welcome to it. We're your business podcast brought to you by Economic Development. We are on episode something or other, not quite sure. Depends on when this airs. Doesn't matter. I'm Andrew from Chatham-Kent Economic Development. I'm going to go around the table over to...
Katie. Hello.
From
Position One SEO.
There we go. Thank you. And then
Anthony Wilson from Economic Development.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to chat. You know what? So I'm going to say this on the recording. I feel so bad that you had to come back. We had an amazing discussion with you once already, and I feel terrible that we have great video, no sound. So I am very sorry about that. I apologize.
Should do a blooper reel at like the end, and that could be part of it.
Yeah,
I think so.
A silent movie, blooper reel.
I think most of our podcasts have been blooper reels.
Oh man, it was so bad. I apologize. So let's dive in. Tell us about your business. What's your business? What do you do?
I do search engine optimization for businesses. So basically, I rank your website or your business number one in Google.
That's been...
In short summary of things. So encompassing with that too, get you more leads. And usually with that, one of the main goals is that more sales and things like that you want. For your business. Mm-hmm.
You helped us out, and I'm going to bring this up because this actually came up in conversation earlier this week. We were chatting with somebody who was looking at a business that's very similar to yours, and they were quoted for a basic website, $10,000 a year subscription to improve just the analytics part of the site. So not Google Ads, not do any
paid,
just the analytics component. You're reacting as though $10,000 is like a lot of money just to improve Google Analytics. Do you think that's a little bit on the pricey side?
For a small business, yes, I think that's a lot of money. Because I think like that for a small business that can make or break you, definitely. Yeah. And I think working with a lot of my clients too, I try and work within their budget and what their goals are. I certainly don't think, yes, that's just not my route to take when working with businesses too. Yes, if that's, some businesses are like that, and that's how they operate. But I think everyone has a budget and how they work and what their goals are. And I think there's definitely room, if they can't afford that, to maybe train them on how to use it, understand why data is so important for your business, understanding why people are visiting your website, what pages they're visiting, how many customers are visiting in a day, breaking down the demographics, all of that kind of stuff, because that is so important to you. It's pricing and ranges are really hard, and especially with the tech and the data side of things, and it kind of gets astronomical sometimes for clients. And if it gets tech side of things like that, a lot of the times clients come to me and they're like, I know I need it, I just don't get it, but I can't afford, obviously, things like that too. Yeah. So how can we meet in the middle to make it work?
I to be fair, it wasn't a Chatham company.
I was going to ask him, it sounds like not.
It wasn't anybody in Chatham. And I don't even know if it was anybody in Canada. So it was just, they had a quote, they received a quote. I'm not going to get into the company they received it from, but I thought I'd ask another business what your thoughts on just generally improving analytics. It seemed a little high to me. That
it seems a lot, and
seemed very high to me.
Ooh,
because you helped us out, and it certainly was nowhere near that. We're talking hundreds of dollars, not tens of thousands, or thousands, I should say.
No, don't get me wrong. I would love to like that, but I don't feel the need that you need to charge that kind of money either. So yeah.
Now, maybe if there's a large corporation or
for sure,
that's a totally different game. But
in my business and how I structure and do it, I like to work with small businesses and medium-sized businesses too. So now they could be small businesses, but revenues of exceeding large numbers, but still small businesses operating like under 10 people or things like that too. So.
Yeah. Gotcha. Cool. I want to talk to you a bit about yesterday. So you had a pretty good day yesterday in terms of winning prizes. So we were out at the League of Business. I don't know. Did you want to talk about that? You were the MC for the night, so you kind of had a unique perspective on it.
Just because I had a big mouth.
So, you like to talk.
It was a very high energy event, we'll say, first and foremost, right? So a great event for youth, or really all ages, but there was such a presence of good young people, young entrepreneurs having great conversations. So there was a lot of buzz. And you had a great day as well.
I did. I won the door prize. I was so excited.
Won the door prize. You met a couple of good people that are going to go potentially with your business as well. So I was talking to one gentleman who we won't mention, but he had mentioned that he was really interested in working with you. So I think those are also things that come out, of these different type of networking events, or all these relationships, and then other things spawn from that. So I don't know if you all know, but Katie has been a huge ambassador for economic development. We've had so many different opportunities to work with some businesses that we haven't before, just because you gave them a good word about us. So
I love what you guys are doing right now. It's awesome to see you throughout the whole community and everything, with your boots on the ground initiative and everything. So for me, I think it's important, especially as a small business, to be able to connect people.
Definitely.
If I can't offer the service, or I know others can, we're all in this together. And it's important to support each other, no matter what stage. Or I had a great conversation with someone last night, because everyone shows their successes, and yes, you definitely have to, but no one talks about the hard times of being a business owner too. The all-nighters you're pulling, the dark days, the can I pay this bill on time, can I am I working with this client? There's so many different aspects of being a business owner and going through that. So talking about that and being able to connect, do I have a support system at home that allows me to be able to do my dream of having a business? And it was nice at the event last night to have that candid conversation too. To be able to do that, and also connect with other people. So connecting others to be able to showcase their successes too. It's just something, I think it's important that we all be able to do that. Yes, competition is great in business, but we can't grow as a community if no one wants to start a business or be able to do that too.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's for anybody who's listening or watching this. Last night at the League of Business, the first one we've ever had, what it was sort of a business speed dating is what we called it, networking session. And the idea was that you'd sit down for 5 minutes, chat with a person, and then shift over and chat with another person for 5 minutes. I think we had about 10 rounds of that.
I think so.
With a little break in between, obviously to refresh drinks, because that was essential. It's important. And
liquid courage.
Liquid courage helps out.
But how fast did those 5 minutes feel?
It felt so fast.
I couldn't believe it. We had a timer on the phone, and when it went off, we were just like, whoa, that's so fast.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, wait, we only got 2 questions done, because there was a sheet of questions you had to ask, and by the time you got done, we were like, wait, we wanted to ask a few more.
There's 18 more questions.
Yeah, so it was great. There was great feedback, though, from everyone there. Like, wow, this is such a great, instead of, kind of the old kind of networking thing where everyone stands with their drink, and they're like, okay. And everyone kind of goes to the same people they know, and it's hard to break out of your shell and things like that. You got to go to these events, but it's like, okay, get my wine or my beer and I'm going to do it. Instead, I met so many new people that I would never have had the opportunity to and things. So it was great.
That's what we've been hearing. It was sort of, as we were saying at the event, puts everybody in the same level playing ground in terms of everyone has to chat with somebody.
Yeah.
But you're all in the same boat, and it's only for 5 minutes. Yeah. So if it's going poorly, that's okay. Go to the next table.
Yeah.
But from what I saw, everyone went, oh, it's only 5 minutes. Not it has to be 5 minutes. Yeah. It's like, time's up. We have to go. And I saw people shaking hands, and then afterwards, people were chatting when we were done. And
it was great. Yeah, because then you could just come back to the conversations afterwards. So that was great too.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We've got another one coming up this month. So August. That's August 1st. Can you believe it?
No.
Already? Where is the summer going?
Oh man, so fast. We got one coming up August 28th. It's in Wallaceburg. It's going to be a trivia night. Okay. But unlike most trivia nights where you have to get a team together and you have to show up and you have to all be coordinated, and we're going to make it really easy. You just show up. If you show up with people, that's even better. So bring people. Okay. But if you show up, if you just show up, be there, and we're going to build the teams. We're going to build the teams on the spot. And what that means is you get to work with 4 or 5 other people that you may never have interacted with before, and you get to network with them and have that shared experience.
So trivia on like anything, any kind of
Pop
movie. Oh, pop culture.
Pop culture,
Okay.
yes. I'm so excited about
Sorry,
this.
I jumped on it.
No, it's all
You
good.
go.
But we get to be part of the question making. So we've already sort of predetermined some categories last night. So like 90s trivia
Ooh.
and maybe some 80s, but probably mostly 90s because I think nobody was born in the 80s except for me and yeah.
Oh, 89.
There you go.
That's a little.
Like sports, like movies.
And like music, all that
Music.
kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that'd be
So it's
fun, yeah.
we're really excited. I can't wait because we actually aren't just going and taking a stack of cards out of like Trivial Pursuit. We're making up the questions.
Oh,
So the
that'd be
questions
fun.
will also be specific to Chatham-Kent. You know,
Yeah.
so
Where is it at?
It's in Wallaceburg at the. Hold on, that's a good question. Keep talking about the event while I look up
we
the
had
exact
moved.
entry.
We had a location and we changed the venue.
Oh, okay.
Which is why Andrew's stumbling on it right
Yeah.
now. And we just
What-
changed the venue.
It's 110 Duke Street, which is is it the Legion? I don't know. It's the large place at 110 Duke in Wallaceburg because they could hold a lot more people.
Yeah.
Oh, probably the Legion then. I would think. Yeah.
And the other requirement is it has to have a bar. So
Oh, yes.
those
Well,
are
it has to
two,
have a bar.
I know.
two
I was gonna
things.
say.
Even if you don't drink, it's still that setting of a little
Oh,
bit more relaxed. These aren't designed to be stuffy events.
Mm-hmm.
We want to have some fun, which is why we're excited about the trivia categories because they're going to be fun.
Oh
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
that would
so-
be. I bet people will get really kind of
I think so.
excited for that.
I
yeah.
think so. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I had to change my write-up because it originally said business, like pop culture trivia,
Mm-hmm.
and people are like, "Oh, I don't know much about business trivia." I'm like, "No, okay, this is not what we meant.
No.
It's a
Yeah.
business type event, but the trivia, the fun aspect of it, that's what it's really about. It's not about drilling people on, what's your net income if you do that. That's
Yeah.
not it. That's not it
That's
at all.
the
Okay,
economic
mean,
factor.
yeah.
It's this factory.
It's like, why was Martha Stewart? Why did she have to go to jail? Like
Yeah.
that's the kind of the question we want to throw in there. Like that's the sort of thing. So have some fun with that.
Yeah,
So,
no, that sounds great.
But so yeah, that's coming up, and then we've got some other activities which aren't live yet, so we can't talk about them. But we may call on your services because we think you'd be an awesome mentor.
Well, we did talk about that,
Yeah.
though. We could talk about
Do we
that.
talk about that?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, and we have a date, do we not?
Yeah, we do have a date, October 3rd.
Yeah.
We
So
just
can
haven't set the
talk
venue
about
yet.
it. Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. Sons of Kent.
Yes.
That's right. We're going
Yes,
to Sons of Kent.
Sons of Kent.
Love
So
Okay.
we're going to have a mentor. I was going to say networking, and mentoring came out.
No,
We're going to have a
master.
master of
Masters
Puppets,
of the,
no.
Okay.
Mentors of the universe.
Mentors of the Universe.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it. He-Man theme.
Yeah.
Oh,
There
okay.
you go.
Mentors of the Universe.
Very 80s, though. That might be
Come on.
a little before
It's
somebody's
so
time.
good.
But
He-Man came back.
we're going to have two categories of people. We're going to have mentors, and we're going to have new entrepreneurs.
Oh, that's
Which
really
is
cool.
ageless, but typically we're also trying to get to our youth entrepreneurs like yourself. But you've been in business for a bit, but this will give those people that are very new an opportunity to speak to people that have done it already.
Okay.
Have been in business for quite some time, and have gone through the same type of things that the young entrepreneurs who are pretty much kind of putting it all on the line to follow a dream or start a business. And so we're going to match people up and hopefully strike relationships moving forward so that when things come up, they have each other to contact. And
Oh, I love that.
things like
That's
that.
yeah.
So it'll also be like a networky still type of
Yeah.
thing, right? Like matchmaking almost and whatnot. There'll be drinks and food and it'll be laid back. But yeah, just an opportunity to provide more support for all of our new and old entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking age, but just tenure in their business.
No, that's great. Yeah, I bet that's going to be a popular event too.
Well, of course it
Yeah,
is.
well, yes,
Just
but-
kidding.
Well, it's Anthony's idea.
yeah.
so
Well,
of course
I mean,
it's gonna
that's
be
what
fun.
I was implying. They're all our ideas. We all share them. It doesn't matter who's coming up with the ideas, but
Yeah. That,
just
No, it's-
kidding. But it's all under our League of Business sort of
Masthead, so branding,
okay.
right?
Oh,
branding.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking
Yeah.
for. So that's the idea, is to create all of these different type of events under that sort of League of Business umbrella,
Yeah.
which I think is brilliant.
yeah.
And
No, I
that's
love
his
it.
idea.
It's trying to drive that entrepreneurship thing, right? That spirit, those connecting people, because that's what we keep hearing is people telling us we need this. but we need it not in the format of just an open session, because that already exists. Actually, there's chambers, there's other organizations that are doing a really good job in that market. And so we're like, well, we don't need to compete. Let's do a little differently.
Yeah.
So let's mix it up, and we're going to do structured networking and structured connections. And sometimes could be even presentations, could be information sessions, depending upon what we hear. So, but we'll see what happens with that. You know what I forgot to ask? What's your website address?
Oh, it's position1seo.com.
Didn't we make a joke of that last time?
Hello. So my general inbox is hello@position1seo.com.
So it's really funny last night when Marina was drawing out the card. Marina from 519 Events Promotions, who helped us coordinate the event last night, was drawing out the card because we didn't draw, so there wouldn't be conflict. She drew. I saw the word hello in the bright yellow card.
Yeah, the moment I saw the color, I knew it was you.
I knew it was yours. I'm like, there's branding for
Yeah.
you. That was,
very true.
Yeah.
I could have actually called your name out before Marina.
Which you just picked it up.
Yeah,
I got
I'm
so
like,
excited. I screamed out too. So
it
it's
was
great.
so good. So what else is happening in the world? What's going on?
I actually have a book coming out in the fall too.
A book?
A book. I'm really excited for it. Yeah. So actually 4 years ago I had a big health scare. I was paralyzed on my left side. I spent 6 weeks in the hospital, going through rehab, so physio, speech, language, all of that kind of stuff. I had to put my business on hold for a little over a year. So I started a blog called thebrokenbrainstory.com. So I turned that blog into a book, and it's being published. So
get out.
Yeah, so
that's
it's
awesome.
exciting.
I mean, sorry for the experience.
Oh no, yeah. So,
but makes you stronger, and then you have this
does.
opportunity to share. And so, sorry, when does the book come out?
In the fall. There's no haven't nailed down a time for release yet, but its manuscript is done with the publisher finally, which was a process.
Yeah.
But yeah, it covers going in next week. So yeah, it's getting printed and everything. So it'll be.
So where will people be able to buy that?
So online, so through Amazon and Indigo and Kindle and that kind of stuff, and then in bookstores as well. So narrowing on that stuff too. So so lots of fun things, and coming in September a few projects too with Position One and everything. So yeah, it's exciting.
That's cool. We'll have to have you back, and you can do a reading.
Yeah,
because that's what they do, right?
Yeah.
That's what people at book tours do, is readings.
I think so. Yeah. It was, yeah.
Well, you could tell us all about how book tours work, because you'll probably
I
be in Europe, around the world.
Yeah.
Or if nothing, it's an excuse to go to Europe.
Go there, yes, which will be fun. Yeah.
We were chatting with somebody who has a dress business, and she said it's an excuse to travel to different things and see fashion and all of these things. That just sounds like a good excuse. That's all it is. It's good. But it's a great excuse, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's work.
It's work.
It's also work.
It is actually. She was saying, no, it's a lot of work. She's like, it's a long day. So.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
But so I joke about the travel thing. But, what else is going on? What do you got to talk about?
There's so much going on right now. So much good things going on in smaller communities in Chatham-Kent, Ridgetown. We were just at, is that yesterday?
That was yesterday.
In Ridgetown yesterday. Blenheim, Tilbury prior to that. Wheatley tomorrow.
Wheatley tomorrow.
You want to talk about Wheatley?
This will be published probably tomorrow, so it'll be Wheatley today. Technically, but we're heading out to Wheatley. We're gonna go out. There's actually a grand opening right in the morning. I guess we could say it. It would be, there's a new dollar store type situation going on in, I have to find the exact location, but it's down area of the downtown Wheatley. So they're doing a kickoff because they're really excited. I don't even know if there's a dollar store in downtown Wheatley, so this would be like a big thing for them. Yeah, this is exciting for them. And then we're gonna go over and talk to the Pogue, because apparently it's under new ownership, so we're gonna go say hi to them.
Maybe eat there.
Eat there. Well, you know. You do what
drink
you have
water
to do.
There.
Well, it's gonna be pop. We're on work hours.
Yeah.
So
definitely pop.
and then hit some other businesses. There's what's the motorcycle place? Do you remember what it's called? Check my notes.
In Tilbury?
No, in
Wheatley.
Wheatley.
Robinson.
Oh.
I believe so. I wrote it down.
Oh, now you're gonna be Google.
Yeah. So, but I guess one of the big things that we want to let people know is that there is a little bit of construction. There's some closures, but it's only a closure of 125 meters, so it's a small closure. But all businesses in that area are open during that time. So you're going to see an an increase in social media presence surrounding that, because we want to make sure to do what we can to best support those employers in that area. But we do want the public to know that the businesses are open, same as they are in the city of Chatham as well, on Grand Avenue. Yes, so your Krabby Joe's and your Wimpy's Diner and the florists and everything that's in that area. Businesses exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, they're all open. So please continue to support those businesses in that area.
Yeah, you can still get to all of them. It's a little bit tricky with the road closed off, but you can still get in. Mm-hmm. Getting access to them is actually very easy. The parking lots are fully accessible, all of those things.
Yeah.
You just can't drive through. So you have to take a little detour, but really, it's not that challenging. It's Chatham. Like a big detour in Chatham is luckily 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It'll add an extra 2 minutes to your commute.
Yeah, 2 minutes. 4
minutes if you get behind a tractor.
Which happened to me yesterday. So I got behind a tractor and a large transport trailer, and everybody was going slow. So
it's funny though, because I did that. So I went out to Blenheim yesterday evening for our event. And I got behind a tractor, and I didn't even try to pass. I just drove behind them slowly because I appreciated what they're doing. I know that this is a really busy time, and agriculture is such a huge sector in Chatham-Kent that instead of giving them the finger and bad looks when we're driving by, not that I would, we should be really appreciating what they're doing right now.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So
it's great. Great. It was a $3 billion industry, right?
And that was an older number too. So I'd guess to say that it's even more than that now. Like Chatham-Kent agriculture is for real.
Yeah. I checked, by the way, it's Robinson Motorcycle.
Robinson. I thought it was, but I didn't want to guess.
Yeah, it's out there in that area. We're going to confirm which side the construction's on, all that kind of stuff. So I'll be on social media. We'll have some fun out there.
Mm-hmm. And I've never been to Robinson, so I'm kind of excited to go there. I don't ride a bike, but I ride a bicycle. But it'd be really cool to get myself a nice leather vest from there.
I was going to say, they always have fun accessories.
Exactly.
Things, so.
Yeah. So,
hey, I wanted to ask you about social media. Mm-hmm. So what have you seen in the past little bit in terms of how it's been effective for you or not effective, or what have you seen in terms of your business and how you're using it? How are you using social media?
I'm not effectively using social media right now, so I'm probably not the best. For my own business, I am not. But right now, seeing it out there, video is huge right now for social media. So using Facebook Lives, turning all of your posts into stories. So on Facebook, Instagram stories, anything that is visually engaging, that's what's really, increasing your reach, all of those numbers. Having a branded hashtag too, actually we had a conversation last night about that as well. That's a really important factor for a company as well.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I was chatting with I think one of the people you're going to be is going to be a client of yours who hasn't had the grand opening yet, so I can't name who it is, but you know the person, Angel, who I think she said you're going to be helping out with their social media. So, So yeah, you're. What sort of things are you doing for your clients? How's that? Because this is like the home builder situation where the roofer whose own roof is terrible, but everyone else they do work for is wonderful. Right?
I think that's the problem, and I'm trying to restructure that. That's one of my goals for my own business, is that you're working with all your clients and you're doing all these things, but then it's your own business that you're not supporting or doing like marketing efforts or doing that kind of stuff too. So it's a bad representation, of course, but it's something that you have to work on as well. So that's one of my goals and one of my, things I have to do. So I know and I'm aware of it. So at least I, can think of it. But for my clients, it's definitely providing consistent and engaging content. Okay. Especially being a local business too. It's making sure that people can see what their services are, but behind what the brand is too. So connecting with the person behind the name of it. So for like a restaurant's sake, how are they connecting with the food? It's not just stock images, but it's in the kitchen, actual food coming out, things like that. For physiotherapists, it's not just articles we're sending out or things like that. It's who is the therapist that when you walk in the door, you're going to be working with. It's that face behind it. It's the team. It's the story of why they became a physiotherapist and that, or why they're choosing to work at the clinic. and what their actual courses they're taking, things like that. For me, it's the human connection that's really important with it too.
Cool.
Yeah.
We're seeing that. We're seeing a lot of success in that front as well, especially and telling people, hey, look, it doesn't have to be. As long as you get a photo in there, right? Take a little bit of time. Try to take a good photo.
Yeah.
But the picture that really helps. They say it's 1,000 words. Picture tells a story, right?
Yeah.
It's huge. I think it's huge.
Like from doing just a text post to a video or a photo post, you're gonna see your rise in engagement and reach beyond that. And around Chatham-Kent, there's like some businesses around here, like Waiter Likes, so Wade Vermeesh from Waiter Likes Media, Quentin Solomon from and I don't mean to Exordia Creative.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. I always mess
got
up
it.
his
You
name, but it's
nailed it.
Quentin Solomon.
Yep.
Like they're doing phenomenal things with social. Just with like their video content and that stuff. Like those guys, they know social and they're doing great things with it. Just following them and their structure and strategy with businesses, they're doing awesome things. So there's quite some talented business owners here. It's great to see. So
What did you post the other week? You posted something because I was off. We were over. There was Lighting and Accent Gallery. That was one of them.
1 year anniversary.
Oh, Amelia.
So Amelia, she had hers. So
Amelia
you actually went out and grabbed photos, and I think you did the posting.
Yep.
Did you do another one? I can't remember that.
Yes. Well, Betty Bright.
Betty Bright. Yeah,
They,
that's another one.
reopened their doors, so they closed for a week to get this massive, like dry cleaning washer, if that makes any sense. There's going to be a grand opening for that later on, so I'll probably leave it at that.
Yeah.
But they reopened their doors after their renovation was completed, and part of their renovation couldn't be completed because they needed to have a door out so they could get the thing in. It was so big, wouldn't fit like through two traditional doors.
My washer just broke, and I just went there on the weekend, and it's great.
Oh, great! There you go.
There you go.
Like, it's great.
There you go.
Shout out to Betty Bright.
I know. So,
well, they do really well, and I mean, I bring all my stuff there personally. So
she's great in there too. She'll tell you exactly like how many quarters and everything you'll need to dry whatever you need to. I'm like, because it was not since university that I had to use these quarters.
Same here.
Okay, let's go. So it was great. Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, you brought up a really interesting point about failure. You mentioned failure earlier about that sort of topic, and the one of the things I've heard, and I think we've discussed this before, is the idea that not everything you do is going to be successful, and there's that sort of imposter syndrome of the feeling like, hey, I don't know if I can do this, or are people going to find out that but in fact you're very skilled, like people being extremely skilled.
Oh yeah.
Like and then being afraid of failure, right? And I had thought about this. I'm going to run this by you live right now. What do you think of the idea of having a League of Business session about, the F word, failure?
Yeah, I love it. Honestly, I think, and this is one of the things I pride myself in, is trying to be very transparent and authentic. Especially like telling people about the story of like I had to close my business down with my health scare. Like this is kind of what it is. With my failures too, in my mom groups and everything, we always joke, or I say like, I just can't be one of those moms that take, the home cooked meals every night with the things, the Instagrammable everything. Like it's just not attainable. Like everything is not an Instagram picture perfect thing, and that's not how business is. And yes, it will in a perfect world get you sales and all those things, but it also is not realistic for someone to say, yes, I want to go into business and I want to start something. That's great, and you can flip through and look at things, but that's not how life is, and that's not how running a business is. We always joke in my mom groups is like when people are doing like Instagram stuff with all their kids and their whatever, I'm like, that's just Campbell's soup. Like that's not from scratch or whatever too. And we're not like, it's just a joke and stuff because it's not real life. And
Sure.
It's staged, it's whatever. And I feel like that's how sometimes people are trying to make business out to be. They don't talk about a lot of the hardships. And I think, people need to talk about that more. Like, how many failures do you have to go? How many cold emails do you send before you get that one yes, so I can get that call on the phone, or how many messages or things like that? And I think those conversations need to be had more with people. Or how many times did I have to start different other businesses before this one too? So
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the rejection. Rejection is just like, so hard. And then to move on and try to do the next one, you know, you go, okay, that was fine, and you move on. Right?
And it's okay to fail. I think that's the other thing. It's okay to fail. Like, everyone does. Like, you just pick yourself up and you do it again, and you just learn from it, right?
Yep.
And that's what makes it better, and that's okay.
One of my favorite presentations is Adam Savage from Mythbusters, who went out and talked about failure. He did an entire big speech on it, and talking about, you know, because what you saw on television, what you saw in his life is very polished. It's very that, you know, Instagram photo stuff.
Like filtered and all, you know,
And one day he had an example up on screen, and he said, so that was try number 7. And everything before he went, there was one try where it took him a week to go back to his shop. Like it failed so miserably that it just defeated him, and he hated it. He didn't even want to go back into work. It took him a full week to recover from that. And I've had that feeling. I don't know if you've ever. There's just some. So okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do the F word, failure.
But I think
that's what we're gonna.
I think it's important too to realize, but to have that support system around you, and we're going to talk about failures, but here's how to get your mindset in order. Here's how to get all these building blocks to make sure that you're going to be successful too, and all of those things. Because, so we want you to succeed. We want this to happen, but these are the realities of how the process and the journey goes too. So.
Okay, that's really good.
It's like we found ourselves a speaker.
I think so.
No,
thank you for volunteering.
No, I think it's important. I don't know. I was thinking about that on the drive here. I'm like, you know, just from the conversation last night, so it's nice to have with her. So
definitely, you're hired.
No, no.
We'll get you a free ActDev t-shirt. There you go.
Well, I tell you, there's nothing better than having recorded a second episode of a podcast and having muted to discover that failure is a reality. But
and there's an example of it again. Right?
Yeah, that was a kick. But thank you for coming back. So. 3 a.m. I loaded at 3 a.m. and I hit play and there's no sound. Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
okay, well, that happens. You know, we should probably wrap up. It's we're well over 20 minutes. I hope my phone's still going, quite frankly. We did this once already where it almost died.
No.
It's okay. It's
so
fine.
how do people contact you?
Yes.
At my email box, hello@position1seo.com.
Okay.
Perfect. Mm-hmm. What's our website? I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you know?
investck.ca.
Ooh, very well done. Okay, and we are at CKEcDev on all of our different social media. So you can check us out there. We have piles of stuff being posted. I actually just posted a thing for a little bit larger businesses who are doing eco. So if they're looking at doing major updates to all kinds of buildings and anything that is environmental, they can get a grant between $20,000 and $250,000. So it's a pretty good one. And then for smaller businesses who are in what we're calling what they call the commercial area. So it used to just be main streets or BIAs. They've expanded it out. So if you're in a commercial area, it's a $2,500 grant for digital work. And then you can go along and take that digital work and hire people who do digital work such as yourself. And you can bring Katie in and have your analytics and social media and all those wonderful things improved. So if you're a small business out there and you're in a commercial area, you can get that grant and apply now. Ask us, email us. It said investck.ca. Mm-hmm. Send us a message if you want to find out more about it. We thought the grant was over. It's not. There's still spaces.
Yeah.
So apply. Yeah. It's a provincial funding opportunity. So, there it is. Anybody else have anything else to say?
Sorry, how do they contact you again?
hello@position1seo.com.
And your website?
Position1seo.com.
Oh, it's good. It's
awesome.
It's the same.
Look at that.
All right. Thanks so much. Thanks for coming in.
Well, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Okay.
Keep it real. Keep it classy, CK.